So in February of this year, a gentleman by the name of Nicholas Cruz walked into the Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and opened fire on the students with a semi-automatic weapon. As a result, 17 students were killed and 17 were wounded. As a result of this tragedy, the students had a choice. The ones who survived could either curl up into the fetal position and fade into oblivion, or stand up for change and what's right. Luckily, they chose the latter, which is why the divine upstairs asked me to create this video, giving them a round of applause for their courage and bravery and pursuit of truth. And I'm very, very excited on a personal level to make this video, because watching the Parkland, Florida students start the movement with March for Our Lives has been fantastic and wonderful and amazing for me to watch, because they're speaking for the light. So I think they're role models for the rest of us, and I truly applaud their efforts. So I wanted to create a video kind of highlighting all of the wonderful and amazing things that these students in Parkland, Florida did. Number one, they took all of their pain and sadness as a result of this horrible tragedy and loss that they experienced, and they looked at the injustice of it all. How did somebody mentally ill get their hands on a semi-automatic weapon? How did that happen? How did somebody who made threats about shooting up a school get unnoticed? How were his threats not taken seriously enough? Multiple calls to the sheriff's office, a tip to the FBI. This could have been prevented. That was the light, by the way. That was the light trying to prevent this from happening, but people have free will, unfortunately. So they looked around and they were like, this can't happen. We're going to take all of our pain and sadness and suffering, and we're going to turn it into a way that we can help others and prevent this from happening again. And that's where you get the divine's attention. Because you don't have to. You could just sit on the couch. You don't have to. But instead, the fight for change, they got the divine's attention in a good way. So, that's where you guys stood up and you said, somebody needs to do something about this. And what did you do? You grabbed onto the truth, and the truth is the light. So you took God's hand, right? You got God walking next to you on your path. What do we need? What do we need in this situation? We need, stricter gun control laws, right? Higher age, background checks, making sure mentally ill people don't get their hands on them. Stricter gun control legislation, right? Now, in order to pursue that and embrace that truth, what do you need? You need courage. Because you're going to call people out on their BS. Who are the politicians that get, donations from the NRA? You guys are cutting the crap. You're calling out the NRA. You're asserting yourselves. And what's also part of asserting yourselves? Personal power. Oh, the divine also loves all of this. Personal power, uncontrolled. Unconditional love for others, unconditional love for self, personal power, assertion, perseverance, not letting go of the truth. You're going to get mud on your windshield. You're going to wipe it off. You're going to move on. Overcoming obstacles and challenges. Not all people are aligned with the light, so you're going to have a lot of people speaking for the dark coming after you. It's the way it is. But what's your intent? You also have pure intent, because this is your heart. You're trying to save lives here. You're not just sour grapes crying in your beer. This is intent. Your intention is pure. You're genuinely trying to save lives, and you're being authentic and real in the process. But the problem is, who hates this? You're speaking for the light. You're working for the light. Who hates this? Oh, you got the intention of the dark. Now you have a target on your back, because the dark is like, we don't want people speaking for the light. We don't want gun control. We want people to die. We got to shut these kids up. How are we going to do that? Oh, we're going to instill doubt. We're going to instill doubt in everyone's mind. We're going to make them think these kids are crazy or that it just like never happened. Which is why these kids were accused of, faking it, being, paid crisis actors. It was a conspiracy theory. It never happened. They were accused of, being paid by George Soros. So they had like hidden agendas there. They were harassed, insulted. They got death threats. They were ripped on by right-wing websites, cable news hosts, etc. So they just have this maelstrom of BS flying at them, which is the dark fighting back. Like, we gotta take these kids down, right? But I'll tell you a little secret. And this is one of the reasons why I love this video so much, because this is something I've never said in any of my videos, and I have about 200 of them now. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The light is actually more powerful than the dark. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and they're going to be like, yeah, right. If the light was more powerful than the dark, then we wouldn't have this, we wouldn't have this would have never happened, this would have never happened, this would never happen. And I totally understand why they're saying that. Bad things wouldn't happen to good people, blah, 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 blah. It's because of free will. There's light, there's dark. Light is more powerful than dark, but free will gets in the way. So if your free will takes you towards the light and you don't let go of it and don't veer off of that path, you can overcome the dark. It might take longer than you want it to, but you will overcome the dark because you didn't let go of God's hand. And good is more powerful than evil. So I've seen people screw up where they veer away from the truth because of fear, pride, ego, apathy. They're just tired. They just give up. Greed, ego, doubt, etc. But if you grab onto the truth and the light, you don't let go, and you don't have those missteps that kind of screw you up or compromise your power, you're set, because that power is always there for you to tap into. Sometimes you just don't tap into it to the full extent. You could have limiting beliefs, energetic blocks, like, I could never get that job, where it's like that positive attitude and that optimism help you manifest that result, and it helps you get that job. So there's a lot of different factors that play into it, but that wave is always there for you to ride if you want to bust out your surfboard. And I guess that's one of the things that I was so excited about in making this video is look at what my videos are about, you guys. It's like, this person is aligned with the dark and they're attracting negative energy to themselves via the law of attraction because they keep speaking falsities and they did this and they did that. Learn from their mistakes. Don't do that. And then if I do get somebody who's aligned with the truth and the light, like, Oprah Winfrey or Bernie Sanders, I have to worry about them aligning themselves with the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is aligned with the dark. So now I've got two light workers who've shackled themselves to a dark entity. So I got to worry about that because they're compromising their power with that. So when I look at these Parkland students, I'm like, there it is. There it is. They're clean. They're clean. They're over there. I'm not talking about the Republicans or the Democrats anymore. Because that's all dark versus dark. And that's why you can't see like anyone overcoming the other. It's just like dark, 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 dark. They're both weak. But then I see these Parkland students. I'm like, they're over there. They're clean. They're fresh. They're smelling good. Living large. Aligned with truth, pure intent, courage, conviction. I look at them. I'm like, they're clean. They're clean. That's what I've needed. They have the power. They have the cherries on the Pac-Man screen. They have the teddy bear. Okay? They're clean. That's why they're gaining momentum. That's why they have all this energy behind them. Because the divine is behind them. Universal energies are rising up to support them via the law of attraction. They're aligned with divine intent. I love watching this. Okay, now, here's an example that I thought was wonderful and amazing. Let's look at David Hogg. He's one of the Parkland students. He recently got rejected from 4 different colleges, and a Fox News anchor by the name of Laura Ingraham decided to make fun of him for that and tweeted about it. And David Hogg retaliated by calling on her sponsors to boycott her. Guess what happened? 17 sponsors boycotted Laura Ingraham's show. They pulled out. So Fox lost money. It's not good. She's like taking the week off, last I heard. She did issue an apology to David Hogg. He did not accept it because he just figured it was because of money. It's like, of course you're apologizing to me now. So I just wanted to let you know, do you see how people listen to David Hogg? It's because he has personal power. He has universal energies behind him in doing what he's doing. Now, Fox News speaks for the dark. Laura Ingraham speaks for the dark. Fox News has negative energy no matter what, because they spread falsities. So they're already an energetic match for crap, but they're also weaker than David Hogg because David Hogg is aligned with the truth and the light. Pretty cool to watch. I just wanted to show that to you as an example of how the light is more powerful when you have somebody who's clean. When I don't have to worry about somebody who's speaking for the dark, compromising their personal power, making free will decisions that aren't aligned with the truth of the light, or shackling themselves to a negative entity. I got something pure and clean to work with, and bam! There's the power. There's the power I was trying to show everybody, okay? That is why we can learn from David Hogg and the Parkland students and all the students across America who got behind them in the gun control movement, March for Our Lives. This is why we can all learn from them. They're positive role models and fantastic examples of pursuing truth and not letting go. Okay? Now, another thing that they're making very clear is that this is indeed a non-partisan issue. This is not a Democratic or Republican issue. It's a saving lives issue. Okay? So that's another thing, is it's a saving lives issue. It's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about what's right. So that's another reason why their moral compasses, their internal guidance system, their courage of conviction is all supported by the light. And that's why the divine is like, brownie points. Brownie points. I'm watching you guys. Loving you. Smoochies. Right? So, yes, you're watching the battle of light versus dark when it comes to these students because the dark is going after them hardcore, but they're stronger. They're stronger. Oopsie. They're clean. I got something to work with now. And I'm very, very grateful for that. Parkland students, I'm very, very grateful for you guys. Law of attraction. Google it. Do some research on law of attraction if you're not that familiar with it. Because you got it on your side, man. You got universal energies on your side. They're behind you. Supporting you in this. I'm supporting you. The divine's supporting you. Angels. The whole family. Okay? We're in your corner. And we're sending you love and light. Okay? So keep up the good work. Please continue setting a fantastic example for the rest of us by being role models and fighting for change. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.